Welcome back to the second episode of the Stick 'em Up podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, and with that comes a lot of cool stuff today. We have a few topics planned for you guys, so Luca, anything you want to say before we get going here?
Not really, no. Do you want to start with the player of the pod? Or?
Oh, yeah, so what we're going to start doing, we don't know how many episodes we're going to do per week, but usually at least once a week we're going to have like our player of the week or player of the podcast. So for this week, we chose to do Tage Thompson. Mm-hmm. What do you got to say about Tage for this season?
Well, as a Red Wings fan, I know all about him and his, the hat trick, or maybe was it 4 goals in the 8-3 game?
Yeah.
He had a lot of goals that game. I didn't really know much about him until last season, and it goes for everyone really, except for Sabres fans when he broke out. But he's definitely the definition of maybe a late bloomer. He's 24, 25. He was a first rounder in 2016 or 17.
Part of the O'Reilly trade, which I think a lot of people forget.
Oh yeah. But he's definitely come into his own, and I think it's safe to say that like the contract that he got over the offseason, that extension or whatever, he definitely earned that.
Yeah, I mean the dude is 6'8" on skates, and the way that he skates, the way that he moves, the way that he stick handles. I'm being so serious when I say this. Like that goal he scored the other day, against Tampa. Yeah, I've never seen anyone that big function so great as a hockey player.
He, I don't know the offseason from the 56 game season to.
I remember I told you he was going to be good then?
Listen, I never doubted you.
I know.
I never did.
Do you remember me telling you that?
Yeah, I do. And because I remember watching some games on NHL Network that, if I had nothing to do and the Sabres were playing and, and the game was just on. But I would watch him and I'd be like, he's actually like pretty impressive. And then also when Granato came in, Middlestat also looked a little better under him. But Tage has taken off to a whole new level.
Yeah, I mean, that shot that he has is insane. How he's able to, how you're that big and you can, work so good in close quarters. It's unreal. And, every time I see him, I really don't ever see him frustrated either. I always see, he always has a smile on his face or, he's always, a lighthearted kind of guy. And I remember, last season he was doing well. I was like, I don't know if we talked about it. We might have, but, yeah, he's good, but, he's not going to be a first-line center.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I think he's a first-line center now. I think they did 7 years. I think it was 7. I don't think it was 8. I think it was 7. Doesn't really make a difference in the long run, but
still a lot of term.
Yeah.
He clearly he's earning of it. So
Yeah. So obviously everybody knows. If you're watching this, you probably know what he's doing right now. He's in the league leaders in points. I know he has 29 points right now. He's tied with Matthew Tkachuk and Mika Rantanen in the league leading, and this is recorded on December 1st. So.
Pretty good company for him.
Yeah. So. I know we have a lot of conversations so-and-so is not a player you can build a team around, but I don't know if I want to say that yet, but it's going to be a player that you need to build a team around, that being Tage Thompson.
Yeah, going back to the contract, a lot of people said how can Kevin Adams give him that contract after 1 year like that? And I'm not going to say I hopped on the Tage Thompson bandwagon or anything, but I truly didn't think it was a bad contract to begin with. And how many did he have last year? 40 something.
I think he almost had 40. No, he did have 40.
All right. Well, say he regressed this year and he only had 33, 34, 35. That contract is still amazing.
Yeah, and I think another part of it too. It's if you're signing a player a younger player because he's younger. That long term. And, hopefully you talk to, Don Granato. And even when they brought him in, I know they still sucked in the 56-game season with him. But, everyone, I know, a lot of people, announcers and people around that kind of sort always saw Don Granato as a good coach. So, hopefully, as Kevin Adams, you, talk to Don Granato, you think this kid's really worth this contract that I want to give him? And you talk to other players in the locker room, and I'm sure you're going to know.
Mm-hmm. Don Granato, I forget what coach I even said this about as well, but we all know how the Avalanche the team was built around Jan Bednar. That's literally what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I think Jan Bednar's the third longest tenured coach in the league.
Is he actually?
Yeah, behind Sullivan and
yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Who was ahead of both of them? Jeff Blashill.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, basically, with all that introduction, that's our player of the podcast of the week, whatever you want to call it. Tage Thompson, I'm sure.
Rightfully so.
You're going to be it a couple more times
Yeah.
this season. So, all right, now into the bulk of the episode. News broke yesterday that Kris Letang suffered his second stroke. Obviously, the first one being in 2014. As of right now, Hextall and Sullivan, they're all saying that he's okay. It looks pretty. It's not career-threatening. It's not season-ending. I read a quote today, and it also said that if they really wanted to, he would be allowed to skate on the ice, just to get him in good spirits again. I don't know if he actually did, but I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not really too worried about like how he's going to perform. I don't think anybody's really worried about his performance after this. We all know this. I mean, you definitely know this, but like the way that man trains, it's actually insane. Like the intensity of his off-season training, his body will be able to keep up with like the speed. Now, obviously, whenever he does come back, if it is like maybe like 2 weeks, we'll say 2 weeks at the most, he'll definitely be behind by a little bit because everybody saw the game speed. But like, it's nothing like where he's gonna come back and he's gonna look so out of place or anything. It's Kris Letang. He'll know how to play the game when he comes back. It's just a matter of when.
I saw a thing saying someone say this, and like they were serious. They weren't like joking. Like they wonder if like, obviously I don't know the medical history or the medical reasoning behind strokes or anything, but they were saying like I wonder if this is like him having that stroke is like a reason he was having like a really bad start to the season. Because in all honesty, he really hasn't been that great. Pittsburgh fans, you either love him or you absolutely hate him, and you use him. He's your Trojan horse. You use him for everything that goes wrong with the team. But for me, I always liked him. But I will admit, though, he is not having a great season. But anyways, back to what I was trying to get at. That comment said, I wonder, if that's a reason he was having a bad start to the season, which, like I said, I don't know much about strokes, but I just don't see that.
I don't know either, and I can't sit here and give like definite and credible information. I don't think that's it. It's just probably just a slow start to the season. I mean, it happens to a lot of players. I mean, I'm sure even when he comes back, I'm sure he'll pick up his production. I mean, he had a career year. What was it, 68?
68, 69, something like that.
One
of those two.
Yeah, I mean, like, will he do that? Maybe. I mean, I still see him being a 45, 50-point defenseman.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just a matter of when, really, when he does come back.
Definitely sucks, too, because he has the chance of playing this 1,000th game later on this season, too. I think it's in, like, February or March or something like that.
What's he at right now? Or, like, around?
He's at, like, 950 or something, I think.
Yeah, he could get it.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens with Letang, some scary stuff. And hopefully, you can't even call up Ty Smith right now because he hasn't even been placed on LTIR, so the Penguins don't even have any cap space to call anybody up. But, like, that right there is, like, a prime opportunity for someone like Ty. Obviously, you don't want that circumstance to happen. But, like, if you're Ty Smith, though, like this is your chance. But unfortunately, you're still not going to get it until – but you don't – I hope he doesn't play because that means we would have to put Letang on LTIR, which means he would have to miss a minimum of 10 games.
I saw comments on like social media saying, people saying call up Ty Smith, and then shortly after, I didn't have to say anything about what you just said, but people came to their aid and basically said, why they can't really bring him up right now.
Yeah, for an average hockey fan or an average Penguin fan, you're obviously going to say that, but if you actually know what's going on, you're like, well, I want him to, but we can't. That's what you say. Not, why don't they call up Ty Smith or something like that? So, I don't know. So, hopefully, by the next time we're talking, maybe he's out on the ice practicing or even playing games. We'll keep a close eye on that. But, I think it was the Hintz yesterday as well, or 2 days ago?
I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. So, want to talk about that? Introduce us?
Yeah, so Roope Hintz from the Dallas Stars, their first-line center, with that line that just, like you... I don't understand how that line functions because I don't watch Dallas Stars games, but
it just clicks.
It does. He was rewarded a contract extension, 8 years, 8.45. That's a great contract for him. That really is.
You bought one RFA year and the rest, UFA years, which I think the only question, he's a great player. Two-way, a center. Do I see him as a number one center?
I think
you kind of have to.
I think if you don't already, I think it's fortunate for him that, say there are a lot of people that don't see him as one. His winger is Jason Robertson, who's only going to make his point totals and cruise.
You could literally argue that Jason Robertson's a top 3 winger right now.
Yeah, you literally could.
I don't understand this kid.
36 points in 23 games. He's 22, 23.
He's second in points behind McDavid.
Yeah, that's God, that's actually
I traded Joe Pavelski too in fantasy.
That has to be the steal of the draft. That's 2017 draft of Jason Robertson.
I mean, whoever is the scouting department for Dallas, you deserve more money than the general manager and the head coach do. Honestly,
yeah.
You found Hintz, you found Robertson
and Ottinger.
Oh my God, and Robertson, and then Heiskanen. That was kind of an easy one, but you still got him. So, but. If they didn't get those players, I don't know what state Dallas would be in right now.
Yeah, if they didn't have them, they would actually be probably beyond mediocre because
they would have to be bottom 5.
Ben and Sagan they're having better years to what has happened the past 2-3 seasons. They're not the point per game. Well, actually, Jamie Benn is. He has 26.
He's back, baby. He's back.
Tyler Sagan has 18 and 23.
He has 4 goals or something.
Yeah, 4 goals, 14 assists.
Double hit replacement. It's going to limit you.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate for him, or else he probably would be still point per game. Especially with the talent, like we just said with Robertson and Hintz, playing alongside of them or in the middle. But I don't know. I really do think that if Robertson, stays at this pace, because I told you, before the episode, if he stays at this pace, is he in the talks for the Hart?
He's got to be.
He's.
But then it's also what do you see the Hart as well? Because Robertson's part of a line. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That helps. Now we don't know because it's really never happened. But what happens if you take Robertson?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Honestly, I really do think he'll still be the same.
What?
Same production-wise, Robertson.
You mean if you just swap them?
But obviously we don't know, so you really can't say. But, he's part of a line, like I just said. So, what happened? Dude, they got to lend a helping hand in some way for his success as well, I feel like.
I don't know if they really have, the top lines in the league, they have, the driver that drives play.
I think it's just all of it.
I was literally about to say it because it's Pavelski. He's not okay. He's not a play driver. I'm not even really sure if he was.
He's your leader, though.
Yeah, no. I don't really know if Pavelski was ever really a play driver in his career for as skilled as he was, but I don't think either of them really are designated as the one to drive play because they're just all so skilled.
Yeah, with Robertson too, it's not even he's a crafty. He is, but I'm saying when you think of Robertson, I don't think any of you knows what to think of Robertson. He just puts up points.
Yeah.
He's not going to dangle. He's not going to burn past you like McDavid. He probably will, but, it's not what he's known for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what is Robertson known for? I don't know. You check NHL Game Center and Dallas has a goal. Chances are Robertson is part of it.
Yeah,
I really want to know the percentage of goals that Robertson is part of for this season for the Stars.
Yeah, certain players have, that one skill set. McDavid's at speed. Matthews has shot and everything.
Yeah.
Robertson's he's good. Because I've seen, I'm going to have to start doing this more often, but occasionally I do, I watch some Dallas Stars highlights because I want to see, I want to see him. I want to see what he's so good at.
Every time I see him, he's scoring a different way.
He has a shot. He has a good shot. It's not it's not an Austin Matthews shot or anything, but it's just a really good shot. He has the hands. He can dangle in tight. He can make moves.
He's really good in front of the net too for his size.
And I'm assuming, based on his production and basically who he plays with, I'm assuming his hockey IQ, his awareness, especially offensively, is through the roof.
Yeah.
You have to produce in this league. You have to have an amazing hockey IQ. You have to.
Yeah, I don't know what. I just don't understand this kid and where he came from and what he just literally was a gift from God to the Dallas Stars. It seems so, but they only signed him for 4 years. The contract itself is a steal. It's 4 years at 7.5. I think a little less than 7.5, but he's gonna be a UFA by the end of that. Mm-hmm. So it's all right, you can literally. You better win a cup the next 4 seasons you have with Jason Robertson, because chances are, if I'm Jason Robertson, I'm going to UFA because you're probably gaining over $11 million.
If I'm him, I'm pissed at my agent for settling on that and then having 36 and 23.
Yeah, but your agent also walked you to the UFA.
Yeah,
at the end of it. You know what I mean? So if you're Dallas, you literally make sure that man has every special treatment. You know what I mean? His own jet, his own waitress, his own assistant.
You better, like, you literally are, you have to bow down to him.
You have to make, but then it's also like the question too is like, you gotta build a team around him where he doesn't have to carry the load too. It's kind of like a McDavid Draisaitl kind of thing. It's crazy that I just said that on that kind of level, but it's like
Pavelski's old.
Because what was it last season? It was literally just that first line. I mean, now you have Ben and Sagan pitching in more. You don't know if that's gonna be, you know.
And DeBoer's strategies are like, you know, more offensively based and whatnot. So, and you know, a different coaching style from
like you only have Pavelski for so much more longer.
Yeah, well, I mean, what is he, like 37? He's 38.
He's like 38. Yeah. But so like you need to find that replacement for Pavelski.
He is 38.
But I got a question. I did think of this. You think it's Wyatt Johnson?
His Pavelski's replacement?
Like in the future, yeah.
It could be. I mean,
like eventually develop him into being that.
I don't really know his ice time really. I think he's on the third
line.
Yeah, and then probably like second line or second unit power play. He's 9-23 right now. I don't know. I mean, after Pavelski, like I don't know if Pavelski's gonna, because he got a 1 year, right?
Yeah, 1 year, 5.5.
So I don't.
He's probably just taking it season by season. See what his body can do.
Yeah, I mean, say he doesn't come back. I mean, you could. They have players they can try. I'm not saying they have definite players to plug in. You could obviously always try one of Ben or Sagan. You can try Marchment. You can try Johnson.
I would love to see Marchment on that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that would be something to try. I mean, if Gurianov, I don't know what his deal is. I wonder if they probably.
He might just need to change of scenery altogether, if I'm being honest.
I don't know if they've ever tried him on that line with Hintz and Robertson. Like,
why would you though? Like, there's no reason. Well, they don't get hurt. You know what I mean?
Even before, like maybe before they even came to the conclusion that was their three.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't know, but
That's the thing too. They don't get hurt either.
You'd expect like a 38-year-old who's playing, in this league to get hurt. Maybe a maintenance day where he just can't play a game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but basically we were talking about Robertson when we started about Hintz, but they really go hand in hand. I think it's I don't know what are people going to call that line? Because you get like the perfection line and everything. That line needs a name at this point.
I don't know if they can ever. I don't know if they'll be able to have a name yet until they realize. Well, actually, no, they could. I was gonna say because they don't know about Pavelski. What's he gonna do next season?
I know, but you need a line. That line needs a name. We're not gonna name it. I mean, we'll wait and see what they name it.
We don't have any right to name it.
Yeah. So, was it last night or 2 nights ago?
It was
that game.
Why am I blanking now? It was within the last 2 nights.
Yeah, there was no defense and no goaltending happening.
Yeah.
9-8, Seattle won in overtime. That game, we were asleep by the end of it, but I was like, that really just happened. Like, first off, LA goaltending, the whole theme was like they can't make a save.
Mm-hmm.
That was already a theme, so that part doesn't really surprise me. It's actually Seattle letting up 8 goals that surprised me, because like how the whole thing they just played like boring hockey, and
Where did you see that from about them playing? I'm not saying I don't believe you.
When I listen like the Steve Dangle podcast or other people or whatever, they just say like boring hockey. But I mean, Martin Jones was in net for all 8 goals.
Oh, he was?
It's what like goaltending is so fluky.
I didn't even know
What
that.
did he have, like a 920 before that game, probably something around that?
Well, first off, I didn't know he was in net for all of those goals.
Yeah, they didn't change him at all, which I thought was, but it is true, they did not change him. But I mean, yeah, that game was absolutely, and then obviously Cal Peterson getting placed on waivers right after the game was over. Basically,
that was actually so funny. I don't really know what to make. Was that like they're just being mean, like trying to teach him a lesson? I mean, obviously no one's
claiming that.
No, $5 million for how many years? 5, 4?
3. I think it was 3. I think he's in the first year of the 3 or the second year of the 3. He's in the let's see here. I can't even find it.
Jonathan Quick save percentage was.
No, he's in the first year of his 3-year, $5 million deal.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Do you know what Jonathan Quick save percentage was from that game?
From that game?
Yeah.
Like a 678.
It was close. It was a 643.
Yeah.
Like that's horrible. I mean, I don't know. And then like I expect that the Kings are. Last year they were pretty. Actually, last year they were good defensively. They weren't like amazing or anything, but they were just a decent defensive team. This year, they started kind of weird. I mean, I don't really.
I mean, I think I said it last episode too, and I'm gonna say it again. Like, yes, the Kings. I mean, you can definitely say the Kings overachieved last season.
Yeah, no, they.
And honestly, like, if you look at the makeup of the roster, it's a good roster. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a roster that's gonna be, top 2 in your division or anything.
Well, maybe in the Pacific. I mean,
in the Pacific, maybe, but like, they're not playing good hockey this season. Mm-hmm. They're not. Victor Arvidsson, I will say, he is having a good year.
He is.
Kevin Fiala was a good addition.
Yeah, Fiala's doing it. I don't even know. He had 4 assists that game?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Arvidsson, he has 18 and 23. That's really good for him. I don't know what his highest point total was.
And obviously, you have Trevor Moore playing pretty well. But, I mean, yeah, the defense just, I don't know. I want to know what happens in those kind of games with the players. If you're really, when it's 6-6, you're and it's the start of the third period, if the guys are literally just screw defense, we're going for goals. Or if you literally just suck that game.
No, that's what I mean. I think about that. Obviously, last year, as a Red Wings fan, when my team would get blown out by 8, 9, 10, 11 goals, it's you're a professional athlete playing in the best league in the world. How does that happen? I get, off topic, obviously, the defense for the Red Wings last year was nothing. It was nothing. Yeah. But it's still,
You made it to the NHL.
Yeah. How does that even happen? I don't know.
Because I think if you also think about it like this, too, hockey's a game of inches.
Mm-hmm.
And I, saw the one Beniers goal, and it, bounced 3 different times before he got open in the slot. So I literally wonder if the hockey gods literally just, paved the way for puck luck that night, and how, the littlest things, things that normally don't go in, or, just strange occurrences that happen. I can't sit here and remember and tell you how all 17 of those goals happened or went in. I really can't. And I think the one was a crazy tip, too. It went all the way. I may be thinking the wrong game.
I think, I know what you mean. I don't know if it was that game, though.
But I think something similar happened in that game, too, as well. Something along those lines. But anyways, I honestly, to me, I feel just the things that normally don't happen.
And it's also, again, as a coach, I'd always, Red Wings fans would always be what does Jeff Blashill say in the room during these big blowout losses or in between periods? What do these coaches say? What do they say? I mean,
if you're Seattle, you're still happy because of a greater season. But in terms of that game, you can't be happy because of that game.
No, part of the job as a coach, and this is, I don't even have to explain this thing, but is you have to be good at doing one thing for sure, and that's motivating. So it's
yeah.
I don't know what is said in the locker room when going in the first it was 3-3. After that, the Kraken scored 5 in the second period, and the Kings scored 3. So it's what did Todd McClellan? What did he go in the room and what did he say?
I don't know, but I knew they weren't happy because I think when I was watching the highlights, when they were scoring in the third period, I know for the Kings especially, they didn't even look happy to score.
Really?
They scored to tie it up and just monotone face or whatever, and I'm just yeah, I don't really think you should be happy. Imagine some dudes doing the fucking sorry to swear, but some dudes doing the arrow. And, to tie the game 8-8, you know what I mean?
The fans are gonna love it though. They'll probably see some dude celebrating like that, and they'll go crazy. I mean, 8-8 game at one point. It's.
Yeah, I don't know. I like seeing that as a fan, but sorry, but if I was my team, I would be so mad.
Yeah, I would probably be mad too.
But then again, it's like I said, it's Martin Jones. It's
don't talk bad on Martin Jones.
Goaltending is voodoo. You never know what you're gonna get.
Well, just don't talk bad on him. Remember I always said we might eat our words about the Kraken. Well,
you want to get in? You want to talk about that? Might as well.
Yeah, honestly, because I don't remember the record at the last time. It was still above 500. I think it was maybe 11, 5-3.
Yeah.
Well, now it's.
They got 3 second-round picks this year too. They can add.
They're 14, 5-3. So clearly we have ate our words since the first episode.
They got to make the playoffs.
Yeah, in that division, how can you not with a record like that?
But I said it. I remember I said it last episode. I'm going to say it again. They'll make the playoffs. I don't know. Maybe instead of a first-round exit, they can make it to the second. It's not a playoff, but again, that's the point. Maybe you add something at the deadline.
It's also maybe the Flames will start to get hot. No
they
pun.
got to.
But it's just if they get hot, then that.
Let me see what's even looking like in that division.
That ruins their chances of a divisional spot at least.
Vegas are probably getting number 1. Seattle, but then I see Edmonton. whatever is going on in Edmonton, you are screwing it up so bad.
The CJ show had them as a pretender.
I saw
Adam as a pretender last year. Now, to be fair, last year, the Dave Tippett Oilers were fair to call a pretender because they sucked.
Yeah, I saw this thing, Jay Fresh, he tweeted something a couple days ago. I'm going to try to find it real quickly. Basically saying how McDavid and Draisaitl's, 5v5 production is, actually horrendous.
This year?
Yeah. Because, I've noticed, they're not scoring goals, even strength, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find it. I really can't. I don't know. What do you have to say about it while I find it?
I mean, I'm just going to say the obvious thing. I don't even know if I have to really say it for anybody who, if there's an Oilers fan or two ever hearing this, but it's definitely not a coaching thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to fire Jay Woodcroft by any means. I mean, their defense also was I don't know. Their defense is weird. It's not good, obviously. You also can't get a save from the dude you paid money to save the puck this offseason, so that doesn't help. I mean, are they just unlucky? They paid him $5-something million for 5 years. The
goaltending.
Yeah, it's fluky.
I found this. He said considering how dominant they are, it is kind of strange that since the start of the 2021-22 season, McDavid ranked 7th in 5v5 points, 2 ahead of Michael Bunting, and Draisaitl ranks 15th, tied with Jeff Skinner. That isn't to say that they're not exceptional offensive players at 5v5, because it's obvious they are. If anything, it suggests that they should be producing even more points. In the preceding 2 seasons, they rank 1 and 2. Anyways, this isn't a dunk, these guys are overrated thread. It's a, these guys are not producing a 5v5 like they should. Why is that thread? And then he went on and said, this is the best offensive player in the world, on pace to walk to yet another easy Art Ross trophy. And how does he have the same amount of 5v5 points as Miles Wood and Pavel Zacha? 97's most frequent forward line mates, percent total on 5v5 time on ice. He's with Hyman 47% of the time, Nugent Hopkins 36% of the time, and Draisaitl 27% of the time.
Well, this is going to sound... I feel like for the Oilers, it's a mix of things. The goaltending being bad, the defense being bad. But it's also 5-on-5. Teams, I also don't know their strength of schedule, who they've been playing, but teams, this is also an obvious thing, but they game plan for people, for those two players. They game plan for those two lines. I don't know. I think it's a mixture of all those. So I think it's the game planning that goes in that, literally shutting down 2 players.
Yeah. On
top of you're not getting goaltending, and you're definitely not getting defense.
Which it's the defense thing. It really does baffle me because I know they have bad defense, but Cody Ceci, he's a good defenseman. Yeah. I like to think. Evan Bouchard,
he's simple.
Easy.
Not Bouchard.
Yeah.
Ceci.
Bouchard, he's more of an offensively minded puck movement. I get. Nurse, I just think he blows in general.
Is he really that bad? I mean, obviously, he's not worth... Okay, I don't have to say...
I don't know. He's not a number 1. I don't even think he's... I genuinely don't even think he's a top-pairing defenseman. I think he's a top 4, but you're playing him as... Kulak, I guess, is good defensively.
I don't know.
But I don't know. It does make sense because 5v5, the other team, you're shutting them down. Mm-hmm. When you're on the power play, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to score.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess... That's what it is, but it's also Pulja Harvey is just not cutting it.
He's buns.
You know what I mean? And it's who else? Yamamoto.
He's out. I don't know if he's hurt, but last time I checked, he was until he came back from it. I didn't even know he was injured. He's not having a good year.
Yeah. So you have Draisaitl. You basically have Draisaitl, McDavid fighting over who Jay Woodcroft decides to put Hyman on the line with.
Yeah, you're right actually because
if
you're without Evander Kane till February.
Yeah, that is a blow. I'm not gonna lie, but still, I don't know. If you I think 2EC said this 2 years ago in a video, but you cannot keep being this bad with McDavid. Their contracts are.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly.
Their contracts are Draisaitl's before McDavid. I think if you let them why wouldn't you? I really don't think they're going to, if I'm being honest. But
I can't give an opinion because I really don't know.
You made it to the 3rd round last year, which, you barely got out of the 1st round, and Calgary just couldn't get it together.
for some reason.
I'm not going to take that third round appearance away from them. I'm not. They did good to get there.
So their entire existence is Edmonton Oilers from
2015.
2015, I would say. They've made the Western Conference Final one time.
Yeah.
And it just happened.
It's like, yeah. But then again, it's like, I also had this conversation with my cousin over Thanksgiving break. What makes someone be one of the best players in the league?
Skill.
Skill?
Hockey IQ.
Okay. What? Anything else?
There's probably a lot of things.
I
probably not going to get the exact one
you know
you're
what
thinking
it should
of.
be? I think it should be their awareness for the rest of the team by not taking up so much of the cap hit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, McDavid, greatest player in the league, hands down. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Crosby, when he signed his contract all those years ago, he was the greatest player in the league, had the highest cap hit. I get that.
But when was that? Dude,
that was like a long time ago.
Because
that was like 10 years ago.
I remember I remember seeing this when Marian Hossa signed his contract with the Blackhawks, his first one. Maybe it was even with the Red Wings. He only signed for, now. Remember, because the cap has changed. It's way different from the early 2010s. But that was Marian Hossa making. When he was as good as he was only making like 6-7 mil. That was a lot. Like that was.
That was a lot. But like McDavid, he cost 15% of the Oilers' cap space.
Sounds
so
right.
it's like, again, you make 12.5. You're right. This season you're the highest. Next season you're the second highest. Boo-hoo. But, you know what I mean? I get it. You deserve to get paid, but all I'm saying is you should have looked out for the rest of the team. You know what I mean? You had your whole career to get paid. You know what I mean? It's like, and then, I'm not even going to bring up Draisaitl's contract because that's a steal.
Yeah.
That's
the next one's not going to be, but that's a later.
Yeah, and then you're paying Nurse, who, I mean, if you're offered, like, say, like, you suck, and, like, you get offered that contract, why would you say no?
Yeah.
But then it's also about team recognition, though. Like, that's a lot. I'm so thankful, but, like, no, I'm looking out for the rest of the team. I'm not taking that much.
I wonder how much Ken Holland could really do if he had the cap space, that McDavid wasn't taking up. I don't even want to say taking up because he deserves the money he's making.
He does, but it's like
he's
good
amazing.
Players should not make the most. I feel like. I don't know.
I was like thinking like.
But like McKinnon. McKinnon's a perfect example. Mm-hmm. Underpaid his whole career, wins a cup, and then gets paid.
Yeah.
That should be how you do it.
Yeah. No, I saw, even in the summer, I still thought he was going to take like a discount. I don't even know why.
I thought so too.
I know, I really did. His last last contract was what, 6 mil, 6.1?
I think it was 6.6.
Something like that.
Still nothing.
I remember when he said that he would take a discount on his next one.
Same, and that was like 3 years ago. I saw that.
Exactly. So it's like,
but then you won the cup. You know what I mean? Is it a coincidence how that extension came after the cup?
No.
You know what I mean? I wonder if they didn't win the cup, if his extension would be less than what it is right now, than what it's at.
Well, I mean,
we'll never know.
We won't. I mean, it depends. How far did they go? Was it a first round, second round, third?
What if they got out in the finals?
I don't know. I do think
it would definitely be more than 6.6. I know that.
I think. Well,
would it be less than 10 though? Would it be in that like 9 to 10 range?
I think it'd be somewhere in like honestly like the 10, 11.
Yeah. I mean, we'll never know, but like basically what I was trying to get at is what McKinnon did is like how you should do it. You know what I mean?
Well, there's no guarantee that if Ken Holland had that cap space, he would make the right moves anyways because it's Ken Holland.
I mean, but if you think about it too, like he low-key did it. He brought in Hyman, which was a great contract.
Probably the best move.
He managed
it had to have been his best move there.
He managed to retain Kane, which was also a great move. He kept Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at a great contract too.
Yeah.
5.25.
Term was a little much, but it's fine.
But again, that's like
it was expected. It's expected at his age. He's 28, 29.
I mean, Tyson Berry 4.5. I don't think he's having a good year though. But.
No. Apparently, I read a thing from an Oilers fans. Again, maybe it was a delusional Oilers fan. Maybe it was somebody who just didn't know a thing. Apparently, he's like one of the best defensemen this year. For as bad as their defense is,
it's definitely not defensively.
He said on both ends of the ice, and
that's a lie.
And
that's
again, if I don't believe it for a second either.
If you show me the analytics or you show me video proof, then I would. But
I'll just do the eye test and I'll be fine probably.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm taking that with a grain of salt. But offensively, I'm sure he's great.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been saying this about Tyson Berry for 10 years now, so.
Yeah, he'll put up point. He'll get you 40.
But yeah, Edmonton, you guys gotta get it together. I mean, you just have to. I also think it's crazy that, I mean, if the rumors are true, like, no one wants Puyarvi. No one. They've offered him to, like, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, what was that? What was that trade? That mock trade that
Kapanen for Puyarvi.
I don't know. I don't think Pittsburgh benefits from that in the slightest. But it's also
technically
the whole Kapanen thing's a whole different story that we can get for like I mean, maybe we can cover it later, maybe in this episode, but definitely for a later one. Kapanen on a wing of Connor McDavid.
That's scary.
That the speed on that line, like, good luck. Like, I'm being so serious.
Yeah, it's just the Oilers, man. It's as much as I don't like the Oilers, it's literally frustrating to see it though.
You don't think when their contract, like, if they don't really amount to, if there is not a cup.
Okay, from this season till.
Why don't you count last season?
Well, because watch what I'm about to say. So, Draisaitl has 2 years after this. McDavid 3. We'll just talk about Draisaitl. In these next 3 seasons, say the Oilers are a first-round exit every year. Why would Draisaitl resign?
And then
it also matters how and everything else, but.
And then it's also like the whole Goudreau and Tkachuk thing.
One
left, and then he was like, if he's not saying, I'm not.
But just imagine, say Draisaitl walks, and then McDavid has 1 year left.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
And he says, "I'm not going to resign."
Like, that's exactly what I mean.
You have a McDavid trade because you have to trade him.
You have to get something from it.
I think we just found the title of this video.
The McDavid trade.
Yeah.
And we'll make it all dramatic and like no people are going to think like these guys.
We got you.
Yeah. Like actually, but
dude, that's insane. That means imagine that trades for like whoever drafts Connor Bedard or something.
That. I don't like. There's so many what ifs you can put on that trade because, like, I mean, you know those trade trees.
Will a Bedard for McDavid trade happen?
Oh my God, I don't think so. But it's
but it is crazy to think that is like the biggest what if, and so much would have to play into a factor. But I think it really could happen though. Not like Bedard for McDavid, but like Draisaitl could walk and McDavid would be like, I'm gone.
Well, you need to build a team. Here's the thing: the Penguins did it so damn right. When Crosby, Malkin, and Letang were in their prime, the assets that they had, they traded them because they now was the time to win. So you not really upgrading the defense, like, okay, you tried in goal. I don't know if Jack Campbell's going to pick it up this year, or if you signed him for 5 years, so I'm hoping damn well he picks up for at least like 2 or.
No one's going to trade for you, and you cannot buy that out either.
For like 2 or 3 years, hopefully he can like get his act together, but. The Penguins, they did it right because the assets they had, they sold because they knew their window. They had a good window, a long window. You know, they're still still trying.
It's crazy because McDavid and Draisaitl are 25 and 27, and they have a window already.
Wait, Draisaitl's 27?
Yeah.
Did he just turn 20?
He had to have just turned it.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think obviously no need to talk more about this, but obviously I don't think Ken Holland's your guy.
Xavier. Borgo, apparently he's a good prospect. You should probably move him for a defenseman or something. Like,
if you're not playing Broberg,
package him.
Like, play him. Like, what's the worst? Yeah, I'm sure from what I'm hearing, you can't do any worse than what your defensemen are doing right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you have Broberg, you have Holloway, you have Bouchard. I know he's a little older, but you have Bouchard. You have decent prospects. So if you're not gonna play them because apparently your depth and your defense suck, and you're already not playing them. Then trade them.
Get Chychrun. Just do it.
Honestly, yeah.
Because in the Red Wings game I saw, he looked fine. So
yeah.
I don't think they have to worry about an injury.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to move on from this. But I don't know. You want to keep going about the Pacific, or what do you want? What are you thinking?
Now that I think about it, I think I want to talk about Jacob Chychrun.
Let's talk about him. Yeah, let's actually get into that. Let's get into that.
So since he's like come back from injury, I think he's point per game or maybe right under it. And again, it's a small sample size, but I I don't think teams have to worry about this whole injury thing with him. I really don't think they do because he's young. You know, he's 23, 24. I think he'll be fine. You know, regardless. I mean, now to be fair, the injuries that he did have were like pretty serious ones. But I mean, where is he? He has 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points in 4 games. He's a +3. I think teams should worry a little less about him.
But it's also like the asking price too. Because I don't know if it's changed since the last time I saw it, but they want the equivalent of 3 first-round players.
Oh, he had a goal and an assist against Detroit. Okay, so that's reassuring. But I mean,
I don't know. It's just also so hard to find the suitors for it too, because it's also like, yes, for how good he is, his cap hit is a steal, but he's still making 4.6. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's still money that needs to go. And nobody has cap space. I don't know how many times I have to not even me reiterate, but like people need to realize like it is not easy to bring in a player this season. Yeah. Because over like 70% of the league either are using LTIR to even be compliant, are just at the limit, or are only like $1 million and a half off from, being at the max. So no one has cap space to add players without money in, money out.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's comparable to the entire like John Klingberg thing. Yeah, everybody said that, but it's different in the sense where it's like last year people they tried to they also tried to find suitors for John Klingberg, but it was hard for the same reason. This year, it's like you said, it's like a 0% chance it's going to happen during the season because of like the cap restraints on all these teams, and that they have no choice but to wait until the salary cap's going to go definitely by $1 million.
They said it might, but there's a chance it can go up by more than that.
Yeah, I know, and then 2 seasons from now it's supposed to skyrocket. So they might literally just have no choice but just to wait to the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're Arizona, you cannot wait. Because it's a stalemate. It's either you're gonna wait until the end of the season where he might get hurt from the trade deadline until then, or you're gonna have to settle for less,
or he just produces still. I mean, he very well might. I mean, I remember because Detroit had the pick for that ended up being him being selected, but and I really wanted him. And again, when this draft happened, I was younger and I was not as into the game, not as knowledgeable as I like to say I am now. But I thought his first couple seasons was not putting up the points that I expect him to put up.
It was a 56-game season, man.
And then that one where he basically scored 20 and he had 18.
I don't know.
I'm gonna just say 20 because he's probably
We'll do this. Give me 3 teams that you think you should go to. I'll give you 3 teams.
Okay, Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like I said. I don't want to say Ottawa because that's just the obvious, and it's like you already have Chabot and Sanderson. Yeah. I don't know if one of Chabot, Sanderson, or Chychrun could play the right side. I mean, they could probably figure out a way.
Actually, just give me 2 teams.
I'll say Edmonton for sure, and I don't think you're gonna like this one.
All right, I got mine too. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Edmonton, and because they have assets, New Jersey.
Okay, I'm saying St. Louis and Seattle.
What could you give up? Now Seattle has a plethora. They have picks.
I don't want to get into because I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap it up. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't think the Devils would because they have so many defensemen already, and they have them on the you're not going to trade for an offensive defenseman when you already have Dougie Hamilton and Luke Hughes on the way.
And Simon Nemec.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long he's going to be. I think he's in their AHL right now, and I think he's producing fine. But I mean, he was the second overall pick.
Yeah, I literally couldn't. I was just throwing stuff out there. I literally couldn't tell you where Chychrun's going to go because there's so much that's going to go into it. I think that's going to be one of the. I think that with that country, you're going to see a lot of conditionals on it, like on picks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to expect.
And maybe a third team might have to retain or something too. I don't know.
At this point, you just expect that conditions are on picks. What was that trade earlier in the season that the most useless? Or no, actually no. It was the Monahan trade.
It was the Monahan trade.
It wasn't useless, but it was just like
so much.
And I wasn't reading it because.
And they're going to get another first form too.
Yeah, like smart on Kent, but.
All right, so the last main thing I want to talk about. So we're recording this on December 1st. It's currently 7:16. Oh my God, Jack Eichel just scored against the Penguins, by the way.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
But as of 2 hours ago, Alex Formenton was ineligible to play the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Now, what I'm about to say, I could be wrong, and obviously I could just fix this with a Google search. Is he involved with like some allegations or something?
Yeah, like I don't know if he is, but
is it the
world? Yeah, the 2017, I think.
Is that why he's not being signed, or is there another reason?
That's what I've seen. I don't know if it's actually true or not. Well, he had 32 last year, 32 points in however many games. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming it has something to do with that.
It's got to, because why don't you sign him?
I don't know. Maybe it sends Costello sends him down to the damn minors. I don't know. Like, who is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who is that man?
But, I mean, you just wasted a whole week, because he was like 24.
Dude, he's good.
He's so fast. You just wasted a whole year. I think they're asking, because you can still trade for him, obviously. They're asking like a second-round pick or something.
But he can't play.
Yeah. I mean, our team still might do it, though. Like, you might, but I don't know who.
Wait. So, he can't play because...
You just own his rights. It's like in GM mode.
Okay, but when Nylander had his holdout, when was that signed? Was it? It was right before.
Yeah, it was right before.
Okay. For some reason I keep thinking it was like the middle of December. But,
yeah.
I mean, I would like an Alex Formenton. I don't know the exact reason. I don't know if it's because all these allegations with Team Canada, with the stuff that happened years ago. But, I mean, what other reason could it be? It's definitely, I mean, there's not a money problem. There's not an asking price problem. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it. So, Cap Friendly tweeted today, let me try to find it. Because they had, like, their estimate on what his contract should be.
Formenton's?
Yeah. I don't know where it went. Oh, that's really not important. Basically, it said like a 1 year is like 2 to 2.5, and like if you want to sign like 6 years, it was like 3.5 to 4 mil or something like that. That was their projection of it. But I don't know. That's that. So we have time for a couple more minutes. Let's do our predictions for games tonight.
Games tonight? Who's playing? Other than the Pens and the.
We got a lot actually. We'll choose the ones that haven't started, because I feel like that's a little... So, Carolina and St. Louis, 8 o'clock tonight.
I mean, I'll be simple and say Carolina. I think it's safe to say. Was it home or who's home?
St. Louis.
I still think Carolina.
I'm taking...
They didn't change my answer.
What's the score?
Say 4-2. I don't know empty netter or not. I'm just going to say
I'm saying St. Louis... I'm going 3-0.
They won 6 straight, and then now they've been every other game.
I'm saying St. Louis 3-0. This one's a good one. Caps at Kraken. Kraken. I'm saying Kraken. I'm saying 5-1.
Well, I don't know, because I think the Capitals have been playing better as of late. They were at one point they were 7-11. I think now they're 10-11 and whatever. They also weren't very good defensively to start the year, but I do think as a whole, the system that Peter Laviolette has, I defensively I do think is better than what they have in Seattle, and that's even prior to the 9-8 game. So, I mean, I could you know what? I'll say Washington. I changed I'm going to say Washington.
You say Washington?
The Kraken just gave up 8 goals, so I mean, what's my thing?
What's the score?
I think it's going to be like I'll say 4-3.
4-3, nice. It's perfect. Edmonton, Minnesota.
Who's home? I just Minnesota. Like to ask. I love asking that.
That's the last one.
Is there any? Dude, I really don't know.
I'm saying Edmonton. I'm saying they're winning again. I'm saying they're going off tonight. I have Fleury as my fantasy player, so I hope not. But
I was literally about to say, why would you?
I'm saying 6-3.
I don't know. You know who's in that for the Oilers? Might dictate my entire answer.
It is Campbell.
Wild. Yeah, definitely wild.
Wild.
I'm going wild on that. I mean, again, he can pick it up. He can. I don't expect Jack Campbell to be a 9-15, 20, be a 9-08, a 9-10, and your team is how much better.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. How do you think the rest of this Pens game is going to go?
What is it? Just one? Who got the assist on that? I'd like to know for fantasy reasons.
For fantasy reasons. Stone and Martinez.
All right, it doesn't matter to me.
We're out shooting them 9-4 halfway through the first period so far. Our power play's horrible. Look at this.
Sums it up. Yeah.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power. I don't understand. We can talk. We have a couple more minutes. Like, I don't understand how that power play is so bad. It's so bad. It's the same. It's been this because they just need to start putting Raquel over Russ. That's the issue.
Is that it? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I wish it was that easy, honestly, but
it's the same group. It's the same coach. Does Todd Reardon do the power play? I think he does. And then Vellucci does the defense.
Yeah, it's such a headache. It's such a headache. Because the fact that Crosby is leading the league right now in even strength points, dude, just imagine if that power play was decent. Crosby might be top 3 in the league in overall points.
He might actually.
Because right now he's only behind Carlson, Pasta, Cooch, Draisaitl, Robertson, and McDavid.
Yes, the king Robertson.
So I don't know. That power play frustrates me so much.
Petrie on the first unit, I'm assuming.
Tonight, probably. I mean, I don't know who else you would put.
Who was it the other night, or do you not know?
Oh, no, I can't watch the games.
Yeah, that's true.
But just imagine if you call up Ty Smith and give him that. Oh, my God. Because that's where that man thrives.
Yeah, he's
oh, my God. We actually... got to figure something out. The trade needs to happen, but...
Who's in net? I'm assuming Fleury... Or not. No, I'm so crazy. Oh, my God. Never mind. Forget...
It's Thompson Jari.
You just won Rookie of the Month. So I'm not sure if maybe that's going to have any voodoo.
I don't know. But I hope they need a win because that Metro, man, it's crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean...
Islanders are for real.
Relax,
Rangers,
Joe.
Huh?
Relax. Just relax.
The Rangers, they can't put it together. Like, I know they won, like, the last 2 games, I think, but the Rangers are our team built to, like, score at will. And they're not.
Has one of... In the let's say from Panarin, when Panarin arrived in New York, has one of Panarin, Zibanejad, Fox, I'm not even going to count those 3. Have they ever been injured?
Dude, no. I never even thought of that until you just said that.
Because I'm looking at it right now.
Like their games played and stuff.
Yeah, because I've never.
There's literally just some teams who don't get injuries, and I just don't understand it.
It irks you.
Yeah.
It irks. Trust me.
I do. As much as I hate the Capitals, and I don't like to see them happy, I did feel for them like a week or 2 ago when they had like over $40 million on the IR shelf.
Cry about it, Caps. Cry about it. Let's see. I'm so beyond curious. I will start with first person I see out of the 3, Panarin.
Yeah, I think he just missed a couple or something.
So when did he come to New York? He came. So, all right. Well, I guess I ate my words really quick. He played 69 in the 1920, 42 in the shortened season. That's when something happened.
The Russia stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's
fair.
Roll that out.
Yeah. All right, and then 75 last year, and okay, it just feels like it feels like they're playing every damn game. I don't get it.
I know.
Because I always get mad. It's the same people that score their. I don't know.
It's the same, but like
I'm looking at Zibanejad now. You can keep going. I just gotta look at all of them.
I mean, I don't know. The Metro is just so tight right now. I mean, I just don't see a world in which the Devils or the Islanders fall out of a playoff spot because, like, the rule of thumb, at the Thanksgiving break, the teams usually are in, so on and so forth. So we're December 1st now.
I'll give you Zibanejad's from when he started going off. So the 18-19 season, he played 82. 19-20, 57. And he's 57 and he scored 41. So 2021, 50, he played all the games. And then last year he only missed 1. And I think he's played every game this year. And the last guy, actually, I'm most confident Fox is playing. I might just eat my words again, honestly. But
I mean, if they miss like a couple games, I don't really think that counts.
70, 55, 78. Yeah, he's fine. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Metro, I think it's just crazy how different the East is from the West.
Well, you'll get into a different topic. You don't really have to worry about, actually, you got to think there's turnover that's going to be happening within, I mean, it's already starting. I mean, the Devils are they're for real. They're legit. Unlike the Islanders, there's turnover happening. You know, the Caps getting old. They're dropping like flies. You know, it's literally starting to happen. You know, the Bruins are in the Atlantic, but Eastern Conference. I mean, I guess they're the exception. You know, the Penguins, they started hot, went on that big losing streak. Now they're pretty much back to normal, I would say.
6-2-2 in the last 10.
Yeah, they're back to normal.
Yeah.
You know, teams will start turning over. You know, you'll see. I mean, New Jersey's going to be like this next year because they're good. Like, I'm just.
Yeah, John Marino's day to day though.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. No comment. But yeah. So I think for the most part, that's gonna wrap up today's episode. We're gonna go back and watch some hockey most likely. But anything else you want to add or anything?
No, I say we covered a good amount.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. So I think our next episode, whenever it's gonna be, I think we're gonna talk a little bit about fantasy. I heard someone out there wants us to talk about it.
So I guess we will.
Yeah, we will. And then maybe we'll do some different kind of things. I don't know.
See whatever news is going on at the time. Because there will be. There always is.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically that's going to wrap up the second installment ever of the Stick 'em Up podcast. Don't be mad at us for the title of this video because I think we know what we're going to go with.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as always, let us know what we can do better. Let us know what you liked. And all that fun stuff. So, thank you, and we'll see you later.
See ya.